Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking through my thought process and explaining why I am making all of the decisions that I am making in a ranked game of the finals. I'm solo queuing and I am playing as light. So I've got on the XP54, just an all-round very balanced weapon, I think, but I just personally like the scope, and I think the recoil pattern is easy to control. Stun gun, because, you know, if you're playing light, put the stun gun on. Same as like if you're playing heavy, put the RPG on. And if you're medium, put the defibrillator on. If you're light, just put the stun gun on. It's like by far their most powerful item. And then I'm running frag grenades for a bit of splash damage, so it's going to be easier to finish people off. And then also the gateway. I've come to like the gateway a little bit more recently, simply because it's actually going to be quite useful for just quickly getting that first vault into a cash out, or just any vault actually into a cash out, which it can be very, very useful, especially for the overtime cash outs, which you might be seeing a little bit. I actually just completely forget to do it at this vault. I throw it and then I see my teammates being eliminated, and instead of just running away and like going off on my own and leaving both of my teammates and then them having to coin, I try and take a fight here and I just get eliminated. So I take out the light and then the medium defibrillates the light and I get eliminated. So not a great first fight. I could have gone with the vault, put it into a cash out, and then come back to res my teammates, but I'm also very okay with just taking that fight, even if I might lose it, because this is the first fight of the match. It's the fight that matters the least, and now we're 100% going to go to the cash out, like the right cash out, the cash out that's been put in first, and in general you want to do that because it's just generally going to mean that no one's going to third party at it. People are more likely to third party at the cash out that's been put in second than the cash out that's been put in first. So just going back to cash out B here. Now, I am not very good at using the gateway. I'll throw that out here now because there are going to be a couple of times in this match where I just completely mess it up. And I don't do very well with it. So I go up here, I see the enemies are on the other side, I aim at them with a stun gun to see if I can do anything, and now I'm going to try a gateway thing. I throw one there, and I mark it, so my teammates are going to be able to use it as well. And now, what I should have done was just like thrown it here in case we wanted a quick way across, but what I end up doing is I waste a lot of time here going all the way around the back, and I like assumed there would be a zipline or something here. There isn't, so I just throw a gateway up there instead. Now, that was me being, you know, having a bit of wishful thinking my teammates might still be at my marker, even though they've got no reason to trust my gateway, right? And now I backtrack, and I'm gonna end up going back to this gateway, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to do like some amazing flank here, and then I just completely, like, it doesn't work because the gateway isn't properly aligned with like the floor that I was trying to get to. So I just like abandoned that whole plan because I'd spent a while doing that, all while away from my team, right? But luckily we're all alive here, so we were able to get a pick there, even though I played absolutely awfully. We're all alive and together, and now this fight is kind of like reset in our favor because one of the enemies is down. I go up, I didn't think the gas would hit me, and then I try and take on this medium that I stunned, and in my defense they are one shot, but I did just get hit by the gas when I came up, which is a little bit unfortunate, and then that allowed the medium to spot me. And that obviously assisted in him eliminating me. So I stood still there to see if they were gonna eliminate my teammate, but they weren't. I could have gone for the stun straight away, but I was low, and now I've got the health regeneration. There's just one heavy left here, teammate shooting at them, so I help them out, and we get the kill. Now this is orange. This is a different team. I get a kill, and then I'm hoping my medium is gonna be able to hold the enemies off. He doesn't, and now this dude eliminates me as well. You know, the enemy team can't get the cash out, but I guess they just wanted their extra kill. There's not much reason to kill me there, but there's also not much reason to not kill me. And, you know, so very unfortunate that a different team just third party there. We really almost got that cash out, and it was just unlucky. Sometimes third partying sucks, and that was one of those situations. But sometimes if you're the one third partying, then obviously that's going to be beneficial for you. But it is quite rough when someone else does it. So we just respawn. And I think I'm probably going to mark the cash out. Yeah, I mark the cash out, and I want to have like a go at this, and then we can try and do this one after, because they're going to be put in late. For this whole match, the cash outs are going to be put in late. There's like not a single time the cash outs are put in at the same time in this game, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes you just got to deal with it. Sometimes you just got to deal with it, and, you know, it's not great, but you got to do what you can. So I'm at this cash out. I don't think my teammates are at this cash out, so I just have a little look. You know, maybe there's only like one enemy left on the enemy team, and then I can just try and get the cash out. But there's a full team there, so then I'm just like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna go back to my teammates. So like, I got a little bit of tunnel vision on that. I did think one of my teammates were following me, and then I think they must have got occupied by someone at some point. But yeah, I'm just going back. I'm resing. Always good to revive your enemies, your teammates rather. One cash out is in, and now we're going to be putting in 4 very, very, very late, which isn't really that good. But I think what might happen... Oh yeah, by the way, here's what you do with the gateway. You put the gateway on top of the vault, you open the vault, and then you run 70 meters away, or slightly less than 70 meters away, and you throw the gateway. The vault's going to instantly teleport to you. You just pick it up and carry on. So note that I got like very close to 70 meters there, and then I threw it. And that's because the range is 70 meters. So if you go past 70 meters, then it like resets. But if you're at like 69 meters and then you throw it, you can probably get a max distance of like slightly less than 90 meters on it. And that just brings it a little bit further, right? And every little bit helps. So I've got this now, and I'm going to go to cashout D. I did mark it. I'm pretty sure I marked cashout D before I did the whole gateway stuff, so my teammates knew what I was doing. But I think they are preoccupied by some enemies. And in general, don't fight enemies. Don't fight enemies in places you don't have to fight enemies in, because there really is just not much point, right? Like, they're quite far away. They must have been in, like, some skirmish at some point that they simply didn't need to be in, because I had the vault, you know? So, yeah. So I think we're all just collectively going to go to cashout C here. I'm not sure if anyone marks it, but we're going to cashout C because even if we fail this, even if we get wiped after we fail it, we can still fall back on cashout D because the distance between them is so great that we're gonna have a shot at both, so we might as well try and get this. So there are enemies over there. I've got my stun gun aimed at him in case he brings the mesh shield down. He does, but I think I just miss. And then I just go for the cash out. Just might as well risk it at this point. One teammate's dead, and I get this. So now, instead of resting a teammate or anything, you just defend the cash out, right? I go invisible because I suspected someone would come at some point. I think this light just saw me before I went invisible. They stunned me. I am able to get the elimination. I whip out the stun gun. I'm going to stun this person as late as possible because even if I die here, which I do, they're not going to be able to get the cash out. Like, even if my teammate killed up there, they weren't going to be able to get the cash out because I waited like as long as I possibly could before I stunned them so that they wouldn't, so that they had less time to get the cash out afterwards. So we get that, and now we're just going to go back and defend D. I try and make a gateway here, but it's probably a bad one again. Yeah, just not a great gateway. I'm not so good with it. I just don't really think about it so much. Like, I think sometimes I thought that if I threw it, then I would just like go to where I threw the thing to, but you have to go from point A to point B. There's no like middle point you could just teleport from. Anyway, we're at this cash out. I'm going invisible. There are enemies over on the other side. They just destroyed something. I go up here because, you know, I think someone might be over there. I am invisible. It is getting low, so I'm probably going to have to do something in a second. So I try and stun this enemy. I try and, like, shoot them as I'm taking cover behind the wall, and I just get eliminated. So what I should have done was just maybe waited a little bit more. Even though my invisibility was going, I could have just not stunned that player, right? And our teammate is very, very clutch here. They get the kill on the person that's trying to steal last second, and we do get that cash out as well. I'm not sure if we got eliminated before or after we got the cash out, but we actually might have got wiped before we got the cash out, which is better, because then you don't lose 30% of 30,000, right? So that's obviously going to be quite beneficial. We also might have just got wiped after we got it, though. I'm not so sure. But if you've got, like, the option of dying before or after you get the cash out, try and die before you get the cash out. So that way you lose less cash when you get wiped, right? Anyway, it's entered the overtime phase of the game. One vault is already in a cash out, and Vault 6 is here. You don't want to open Vault 6, you don't want to put Vault 6 into a cash out, but, you know, in true ranked fashion, a teammate opens the vault, and I'm just going to throw a gateway on it, and I'm going to throw another gateway over here. I think I'm actually going to mess this up as well, because this is like the border of the arena, and I throw it through the border so nothing happens with it, and now I just have to go back to the vault and like bring it over here manually. But yeah, I'm going to sit in this corner for the rest of the game. I'm not even going to go to cash out D. I think even if we get wiped, nothing bad happens, but I'm just not risking anything here. Like, yeah, sure, you could go fight, but there's not much point. Either way, we're going to qualify, right? Like, unless you really, really care about getting every smidge of FP and you want to place first in this match instead of placing second. But I don't care about that. I'm just good to qualify. And in my head, I wasn't doing the math in-game right now. I was just like, oh, it's probably bad if we get wiped. So sometimes it is good to do the math. That's one error I make here. Like, I could go and take that fight and try and come first. But I don't do that. And I'm just chilling in this corner, guarding the vault, and I guess I might as well just skip the next round, because nothing interesting is going to happen here. I'm just defending this vault, and now, you know, there's no other cash out to put the vault into, and we're just going to go on to round 2, basically. So I guess I should talk about my teammates' loadouts as well. One has the dematerializer on, And like the dematerializer is okay, but you have to be like super duper creative to make it effective. But like if you just go with a healing beam, then that's just always going to be quite useful, right? So I do think the healing beam is just the best medium gadget right now, specialization right now. It's probably one of the better specializations in the game, to be honest. I try a frag grenade here, I try another one, and I throw it in the exact same place, and now this causes the ground we are on to fall. So we're at this vault, enemies are over— oh, I hit my mic. Enemies are over there, obviously. There's some goo here. I'm expecting someone to come push, and then I realized they're actually like over on the other side, so the ground must have fallen and I didn't realize. I take some pointless shots at that enemy, then I like cop on and I'm like, I'm gonna get this vault and I'm gonna go to the cash out because that's the right thing to do. Now there are 2 enemies here. They're facing my teammates and mesh shielding, so I think they might be low. I am able to finish both of them off. Then there's the third one, and I'm able to finish off the third one as well. And then I just take the vault and I'm gonna put it into the cash out. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if the enemies opened the vault really quickly and then like came a long way away, but like it feels like we're really far away from cash out A, and I'm not sure why, but we just happened to spawn super far away from cash out A, which is going to give the other enemy team defending the other cash out even more of an advantage, because, you know, maybe they're going to have time to third party here later on. And if someone like dies at the other cash out now, they're probably just going to come to this one because they're going to have more time at this one. Not now, but like later on when there's not much time left on it. So we get this into this cash out, and now there is an enemy team approaching. Oh, I don't think this fight goes well. Okay, so there's a flamethrower heavy over there. I break this vent. Someone's chasing me. I chuck a frag grenade, and now I go invisible just around the corner. Frag grenade gets him. I was hoping that would like circle back around. It doesn't. I stun him, and then my teammate is able to get the elimination. I was going to follow up. My teammate gets it for me, which is nice. Medium gets some nice Model 1887 shots, which does do a bunch of damage if you hit your shots very centrally. And we do wipe an enemy team. So Model 1887 is also super powerful, but you have to be like very good at hitting your shots, and having, you know, like chip damage to go along with it is very good. So like XP54, maybe some other medium assault rifle, and then someone with like a bunch of burst damage, that's probably going to be quite powerful. But chip damage is also good. If you just have like 3 chip damages weapons, then that's just going to be like really annoying to play against. I'm trying to put this barrel on the cash out, so if someone starts shooting, I can blow it up and maybe get some gas damage, and I think I'm not going to do that actually. I try and get this done, but I try and get some damage there. I miss a bunch of shots, and I think I do start getting a little bit of lag here. You can see it in the bottom right, but I still just miss the shots. I'm not really using the lag as an excuse here. So I thought that was an enemy there, then I realized it's my teammate, so I just go invisible again, and there's 3 enemies here. And what I should have done is I should have gone and res my teammates, because there's lots of time left on this cash out, and that was a very not smart thing to do. Don't do that. That's like the perfect example of how to not play this situation. What you want to do there is just go res your teammates. There's plenty of time left on that cash out. Just res your teammates, right? That was an absolutely awful play by me. I just should have res my teammates, and then we would have had another attempt at getting this cash out back. Right, that was completely pointless for me to do that. They were all there. One was getting healed. I think one was shielding. Yeah, don't do that. Go res your teammates. So now we're not going to have time to get cash out A. The other vault is already being opened, so I'm probably going to be waiting around here for the next vault to spawn, so I can try and put the vaults in at a similar time. Because that other cash out just there, the one that we lost, 2 teams came and fought at that. Like one after the other, no one third partied. It was like a 3v3 and then a different 3v3. But 2 teams went there because it was put in late, right? And I don't want that to happen again. I only want to fight 1 team per cash out, ideally. So I'm going to open this vault again. The other vault was put into the cash out like way before this was put in, which is just really unfortunate. There's like a reoccurring theme here. I don't know if it's the map or something, but happens a lot in this match. Now, you gotta watch out for the gateway range. I kind of stopped my momentum there from the jump pad, because otherwise I was gonna go past the 70 meters, and then I threw it for some extra range. I'm gonna pick up the vault, and I'm just gonna put it into cash out C. By the way, I don't know if I've said this or not, but if you go past the 70 meters, the teleporter just like destroys itself, and then you don't have a teleporter. So both my teammates are dead here. I'm going to go revive them, and I'm probably going to bring them maybe back to the other cash out. No, I'm probably going to mark cash out D, and then I think we're going to end up going back to the one that I just put in. So I res one teammate. It's not really a risky res. The enemies are quite far away. I mark cash out D here. I want to do the thing we did in the last match, I think, where we go fight at this, and then if we fail, we fall back on ours. Now, to be fair, there isn't as much of a time difference at this one as there was before, so it makes a little bit less sense, but it still makes a lot of sense. But my teammates seem like they want to defend the cashout that I put in, so I'm probably going to end up going with them. I might try marking it once more, just to see if they want to go back to that one, but I don't think they do, so now I'm just going to go with them. Always, always, always stick with the teammates. No point me going to that cashout on my own, right, in most situations. Anyway. So enemies are over here. I try marking them. Marking stuff is always good. Try and get a stun. I miss, and then I just try and do a bit of damage. Then I throw two really, really bad frag grenades. I try and like ricochet them off the wall, and it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to repeat my mistake from before. Like, if you lose a fight, have a little think about why you lost that fight. I lost a fight a while ago because I didn't res my teammates. Here, I'm gonna just res my teammates so that we don't lose the fight, at least in the same way, right? That's how you're gonna get better at stuff. Don't repeat the same mistakes. So I'm resing here, resing this one. I'm probably gonna try and tank the gas. Oh no, I'm just gonna try and pick it out that my teammate starts resing normally. And now we're all going to be up, and it's gonna be like just a reset of the fight. Reset 3v3, except they're gonna have the cashout this time. So one is up on top. I try and mark it. Now, throughout this game in particular, there are several situations where I'm just far away from my teammates, and you don't want to do that. I try and make this jump. I don't. Excuse me, I'm just burping a little bit. And now I try and go back up. One teammate is dead, and I'm just not fast enough. I should have used my gateway there, maybe, to try and climb back up quickly. And now I simply just don't have enough time for this cash out. I stunned the heavy because I saw before I did that, before I stunned the heavy, that I didn't have enough time, right? And this gateway just goes to like a random place. I get inside the building this time. I'm gonna probably try and res my teammate. Both of them are dead, and I'm just gonna try and res. So in that fight, I just wasn't with my teammates. I think one of them dematerialized the floor to make the crash out drop down, but I just wasn't with them. Now, a teammate coins here. You gotta watch out when you coin, because I think there's gonna be a situation later on where my teammate isn't able to coin. That's going to be very, very sketchy. So not an important time to coin, right? Not, like, there's no cash out in right now. Yes, we have to get a cash out in, but maybe like give me an extra second to see if I'm gonna res you, you know? There's not a huge need to coin there, and later on, I don't know if it's the same teammate to be fair, but later on, one of my teammates is going to run out of coins. But I'm not 100% sure because right now the tokens are bugged. I'm like 99% sure the tokens are bugged right now. You'll probably see it if I pull up the scoreboard at some point. But sometimes like the revives are actually the coins, because sometimes you'll have like 8 coins. It will say you have 8 coins, which obviously you don't, right? Anyway, I'm running over here. I've thrown a gateway by the vault. I'm going to throw a gateway over here. Again, try and get that sweet spot when you're at like 68 meters or something. Try throw it for some extra range. And now I just go backwards a little bit. So I saw this enemy. I thought, maybe they're not going to follow me up the zipline. And then I try and go up the ladder. And I do just die. But luckily, this is Orange, who are in last place. And they need this vault to go into this cash out. So that is not the worst thing ever. I mean, I could have tried throwing the vault and then just going invisible so that I didn't die. Maybe that would have been smart. But at the time, I didn't actually take note of what color the enemy was. So I wasn't sure if they wanted to put the vault in or if they wanted to defend the vault, right? So I tried just going for it and it just didn't work. So now we're going for cashout A. There's some goo here, and I'm going to see an APS turret, which I'm going to try and destroy. Teammate does it for me. At least I think it's destroyed. One teammate's beneath. I get blown up by something, and I'm on 1 HP. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was an RPG and then something else. I'm getting healed here. Teammates trying to steal the cash out. They get eliminated. I throw some smoke out there. And then I try and get a stun. I don't really know what is out there. I'm trying to get some frag grenades as well. I think I see someone above maybe, but maybe I don't actually. I just grab a teammate's totem, bring them onto the stairway, and I'm going to try and res. There isn't much time left in this game. And we have to win. We have to win so that we can qualify. We need this cash out, right? Because otherwise we don't qualify. So this light was killing my teammate. I killed the light. And now I'm going to try and res. Just going to go a little bit far away. So note there, I was going to res there. And then I think I heard an enemy close by. So then I just brought my teammate around an extra corner. Because, you know, the more corners you bring a teammate, the less likely I think that the enemy is going to like peek that corner, you know? So we get another pick there. There is a heavy behind, or there's an enemy behind anyway. I do get a couple of hits on this medium, and now I'm going to try and chase because my teammate's stealing, so I'm like very, very mindful of that medium. I think my other teammate might accidentally mess up that steal with some goo, but luckily we do have enough time. I'm frantically looking around for that medium, wherever they were, and we get it, and I'm quite happy here that we got that cash out because, you know, teammate did very, very well to just go straight for the cash out there, and we do end up qualifying. So yeah, look at the coins here. It says I have 4 coins, and that was the second round, which doesn't make sense. And both of my teammates also coined there a couple of times, and it said they had 2 coins, which they don't, because I'm pretty sure they coined twice. I forgot to say at the end of that last clip, I forgot to say, like, we're gonna go on to round 3, but this is round 3. And I was talking about the coins. Yeah, I think they're just a little bit bugged right now, basically. Anyway, we're going to this first vault, and I'm probably going to try and do the gateway thing, but maybe I forget to. There is an enemy out there, and I stun them, and now I just run away, and now I mark it. You don't have to follow up with some shots after you shoot the enemy. I tried running away here. It really, really, really felt like I was inside, but, you know, the game is server side, so sometimes, like, a little bit of you will be hanging out of an area, even though it doesn't seem like it is, because there's obviously a little bit of, like, delay, right? So that was just a little bit unfortunate. I get rezzed, I say thanks, and I'm going to try and pick up this vault and bring it to the cash out. So, the gateway is very okay. I like it because it's good for those overtime situations, but you can also just go with something else entirely. You can just, like, go for gas grenade as well, which is, like, probably more useful, honestly. Because the gateway's uses are quite limited. It doesn't last so long once both gateways are put down, so you can't really use it so much as a flanking tool. And if you do want to use it as a flanking tool, then you have to, like, place one where you are, so you've got to be kind of hidden, and then you also have to, like, be able to get the other one to the enemies while still staying at the first one, even though you're not going to have much range, right? Or I guess you can throw the second one first, but anyway, I think it's not the best, but I do like it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I throw one up there. I don't know why. I guess I think maybe it's like a sneaky area. I'm just trying to, like, do something with it here. This is so that if someone starts shooting at me and I end up being far away and, like, low, I can throw the other one, and then I can suddenly spawn back in this room and stun whoever's stealing the cash out if I need to do that. So I'm just looking around for some enemies. I think at this point I probably get some audio for whoever's around here, and I just try marking that. So some goo blows up. I think that just blows up because of the timer. No, it blows up because the enemy blew it up. I mark this one. I'm going to stun them now, and I'm going to try and take them out, which I do. A team gets wiped, but it's not purple. Yeah, now I try and fight the heavy. I guess they might be low, because my teammate was just shooting at them. They weren't low, and I got no audio. Well, I might have got audio, but I didn't hear this heavy coming round to my right. I was going to try and res my teammate instead of, you know, 1v1ing the heavy, which probably wouldn't go so well. And the heavy was also just in that area there. I guess they just thought that I was going to go back to my teammate's totem, even though my second teammate's totem, I think, was closer when I went round. But anyway, they got a nice play there. They finished me off. Also, decent name with the KS-23. It's not easy to, like, consistently hit shots with that. And I think that's the second time they've killed me in this match. So, you know, KS-23 it's a lot easier to hit shots now. But I think if you can, you know, like, consistently hit shots with the KS-23, you can probably just learn the recoil pattern for the Lewis gun and use that, you know? I think it's probably going to be better. I'm Mark, cash out A. I'm waiting a little bit for teammates, and now I'm just going to push in with one, because you simply don't have so much time. So you got to push into this quickly, and you got to just try and get it. So I go for it. Teammate has enough game sense to stand in front of me, which is very, very good. If I start getting shot now, they could definitely save my life, and we might be able to get that cash out. Fortunately, no one shoots at us, and we do just get it anyway. We get it very, very last second. So in those situations, you can wait a little bit, wait for, like, a little bit of backup, because if my teammates weren't there, I just would have died. But my teammates, I think, took out the enemies, and then I was able to get it. So wait for, like, at least one of your teammates, if you can, in those situations where you really, really don't have much time, because it's just going to greatly increase your chances of survival. And then we do end up getting that cash out very, very, very last second. I'm quite good at knowing how much time I have to get the cash out, so I knew what I was doing when I was waiting for the teammate, and then I just ran straight to the cash out, and I was hoping they would, like, heal me and stuff. They did put down an APS turret, and I think the other one healed me. But anyway, they stood in front of me as well, which is also very, very good. Going to cash out C here. Yeah, the other cash out is very, very, very far. I was thinking in-game about whether or not I should, like, wait before I put this in, if that made sense. Now I'm realizing what I could have done. No, maybe not. You know what? Never mind. No, it's fine. We're at this cashout. Some teammate just started getting shot at, and once again, I'm super far away from my teammates, and I'm trying to get back up. Luckily, there is a zipline here, still learning the map. I'm not too sure if the zipline spawns and stuff yet. My teammate dies. I see a heavy over there. I try and stun them. I don't. They get a nice KS-23 shot, and I just go invisible again. I try and shoot them a little bit. I really thought I'd be able to finish them off here, but the dome shield saved them. And teammate gets res. There's a different heavy here. I just try and take them out as much as I can. I also move because I know I would now be visible to the other heavy from before, right? So, you know, if you're kind of sandwiched between two positions as a light and you're invisible, try and get out of the sandwich as you're shooting, if that makes sense, which is what I did there, because I knew that the heavy might be behind me still, and I think I maybe dodged the RPG, or maybe they just missed, but I did move as they shot it. Note here, just little tiny moving the vault action, moving the totem action into this corner. And sure enough, my teammate starts getting shot as I do that. I didn't know there were enemies there. I didn't know they were going to start getting shot. But always good to, like, res in a safe place, right? As safe an area as you can find as quickly as you can is where you should be resing. My teammates standing in front of me there again, very, 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 very valuable. They just prevent me from getting stunned, and I am able to revive my teammate there. So that's, like, super valuable. Stand in front of your teammates whenever you can, even if you're, like, a light or a heavy, and you don't have like an APS turret or a healing beam, you can always support your teammates if they're trying to perform an action, right? So I'm not too sure what to do in this situation. I just grabbed the totem, and I'm gonna try and run away a little bit. I see a team coming up the zipline the other way. A little bit unfortunate. I dropped my teammate's totem so I can go invisible and just not die. Then I see some enemies over there. I realize they're going up the zipline, so I try and jump down, grab my teammate's totem. I'm gonna try and go through the vent. So now we just missed that cash out, and teammate does coin. Not really a necessary coin. We're not in a rush here. We've got 2.5 minutes to get one of these vaults in, and I do think that's like quite a bad place to coin. I'm resing. Like, there was a little bit of danger for a second where I was gonna die, but when they were coining, there wasn't much danger, I would say. So yeah, I think it's very, very good to watch the coins, and here you just want to defend this. We're in first place. If you don't pop it open, then that's going to be good, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. If one vault is open, that's okay, because we'll still win. If 2 vaults are opened, then we're going to have to go to 1, because then, you know, we're probably not going to win if 2 other teams get the vault, unless it's the same team. That's quite unlikely. So enemies are coming. We kind of just have to defend here, because we want them to not open the vault, right? Now, what I could have done here is open the vault, because the other team opened theirs, so I could have opened this one. No, that doesn't make sense. You know what? Scratch that. But we do get wiped anyway. I try and get some shots off of someone, and then I try and res. I think I had my teammate's totem there, and I just die. So not a great fight. I should have maybe... I don't know what I should have done. I probably should have... I guess I did try and res. It just went badly. I think there were 2 teams there as well. There are 2 teams there now anyway. Pink and purple are fighting. Anyway, the other vault is out, so both of the vaults are open now, and ideally, you want to put the vault in second here. So usually, I'll talk a lot about putting the vault in first, but when it's overtime, it's better to put the vault in second, so that there's less time to react to the second vault, so that no one goes to it at all, so that you just get like a very, very passive one. And it's also good to put it like when you've got 5 seconds left to go, which I think you're gonna see. There's a 1 light here. I had a good view there when I was on that jump pad. There's only 1 light. I'm very, very confident I can take them out if I stun them. I'm not too sure how the vault gets in there, but the vault goes in there. And now I'm going to be able to put this into cashout A. I wanted the vault there because A, Orange is in second place, so they don't actually have to put this in. They're in first place now, because someone else got wiped. I just wanted to make sure this went in, and the best way to do that is for you to bring the vault to the cash out yourself, right? Instead of letting a different team do it, because maybe they're not going to have good game sense or something. And I also want to do it myself so I can put it in last second, meaning it's not going to draw as much attention here. And also it means you only have to defend it for 54 seconds instead of defending it, for a minute, instead of defending it for like a minute and 30 seconds or whenever you put it in. Now I put it in here, put it in like a couple of seconds early because I'm pretty sure I heard enemies. Now you'll see one of my teammates cannot coin because they simply use too many coins at, maybe somewhat unnecessary times. And now they can't coin in this fight. where they need to coin. This is, of all the fights in this game so far, this is where I need backup, right? And they're simply not able to coin. And now one teammate, I think, goes to res the other teammate. And I don't think you want to do that. I think in this situation where you've got 35 seconds left on the clock, you want to stick with me and you want to try and 3v2. I don't think you want to res there. I try and stun the heavy because I thought they were going to go for the cash out. I've used my frag grenades already. I don't have much here I can do. This dude starts killing me. I start spraying them. I go invisible, run away. And now I go back through because I think someone was stealing, but also that actually ended up working because I don't think they expected me to go straight back through. Both my teammates are dead here. I'm completely on my own. I'm not going to have any help. It's just me. Someone starts stealing, and then someone stops stealing. Then someone starts stealing it again, rather, and I just stun them to make sure they're not going to get it, and now I just run away. So I didn't get a single kill there, but the stun gun's super, super, super powerful, and you can just prevent cash outs by being a light, going invisible, going into an area, stunning someone, and coming back out, and that basically just won us the match there. So, you know, popping 2 volts in, popping the second volt in overtime can be very, very powerful because, like, 2 teams ended up showing up there kind of at a similar time, and then they were just fighting each other, and none of them really were able to catch a breath and just steal the cash out, because I was also there, like, as one man on the third team. But yeah, coins, definitely don't coin when you don't need to, because that was a situation that might have been a lot less sketchy if I had some backup, right? And I didn't because my teammates coined maybe when they didn't need to. So just be careful of when you coin as well. So it's the final round, and this just goes really, really badly. The enemies are just simply better, I think. And well, yeah, anyway, you'll see, I suppose. So I throw a gateway for this teammate here. They were lagging behind a little bit. They were behind for quite a while, and we were all just waiting for the third teammate to show up. I think this is going to be the only fight in this game that we win. And that's because it's a 2v3 instead of a 3v3. And I think that's genuinely what's gonna happen. Okay, so at Vault 1, I try and pick it up. I see a teammate's getting killed. I see a light here. I try and stun them. Doesn't work. I just shoot at them. I get the assist. I use the jump pad accidentally. I see the enemies there. I mark them. I see they're low. Then I just go back up and I spray them to finish them off. I mark my teammate's totem so my teammate can res. And now I'm going to just sprint to the cash out as fast as I can. Because the sooner you put this in, the better. There is a thing that you can do, which is to wait for the enemies to respawn and then put the vault in so they spawn further away. I might be wrong, but I think that this is a little inconsistent because I think it was supposed to be fixed in like an older patch, but I'm pretty sure it's not been fixed yet. So someone in the comments let me know if like waiting to put the cash out in until after the enemy spawn and then putting it in still makes the enemy spawn far away, if that makes sense. Anyway, they're back. The enemies are back. Now it's a 3v3. I am stunned. I get eliminated. Medium gets a kill, and then what's gonna happen here? They kill another one, I think. Then they res, and they reload. Other teammates up. I'm probably gonna get defibrillated. They see an enemy here. I'm looking at the enemy so I can try and take them out. They also get a light up. I get a couple of shots on the light. Then I push down, and I think, like, I don't know how they saw me there. I was sitting still in a corner. But I guess maybe they saw me when I fell down, and then they see I didn't move after that. So just knife shooting from the enemy light with their LH1. No, it's not an LH1. It was an XP54, same as me. Never mind. I think one of them is using an LH1 though, but I could also be completely wrong. So one teammate here, they're doing a little bit of fighting, which you don't want to do. You want to go res. And I think I'm just going to coin as soon as I can here. Why? Because I've got 5 coins, and my teammate does end up in a fight. Here, I didn't think they were going to die. If I knew they were going to die, it might even be better to just let them die and not coin, and then we all spawn together and we'll have a little bit of time left at this cash out. I hear an enemy above me. I think they know I'm here, so I'm just being a little bit careful. Gonna try and go through this vent and res. You gotta take this fight quickly, because otherwise you're not going to get the cash out, and if you don't get the cash out, then there's no point doing this fight at all, right? So you have to take this fight quickly. For that reason, I'm not going to res my other teammate. I'm gonna try and go straight to the cash out. And at this point, I'm simply just too late, and I can't do anything. So my teammate tries stealing it, and I try and get up to them last second, but it doesn't work, and they're both dead, and all of the enemies are alive, and I'm just kind of sitting by this gateway, you know, thinking about my decisions and what went wrong in life in general. And I'm just testing the gateway out there. I'm trying to test, like, the momentum of it. If you go through the gateway, like, keep holding down W, I think you do get a little bit more momentum. I try and rest my teammates, then I just get killed. This isn't a bad place to die, because it's not in the cash out yet, but, you know, still a little bit annoying that I died there. I think the enemies, they weren't even resting, I think they were just camping the totems. But, you know, camping the totems is fairly strong. So that entire fight just went really badly. I don't think I did a whole lot. I don't think I did very much damage to the enemies. I got a little bit here and there, but I don't think I got any kills or any good stuns or anything like that. So I definitely played quite poorly. And then I was just kind of left alive and trying to rest my teammates while they were doing all the fighting. So this just doesn't go very well. I don't play very well. And yeah, that's going to be the majority of this match, I think. So we are going towards cashout C. I think the enemies also have, like, decent aim, and they all have good game sense as well. I think they're just playing quite well, too. That's obviously going to make it harder, right? So there is one light that's shooting at my teammates from behind. One's super duper low, and I don't really know where the light is. I thought they might have been up here, and I don't think they are. So I see one teammate low, the other one's dead. And I'm trying to follow them down so I can take out the light, right? I'm trying to, like, assist my teammate here. So I stun them, I'm going to take them out, and now there's someone behind me. So I guess they must have both been shooting at my teammates. I'm alive again. I'm just going to try and get out of the room as quickly as I can so I can try and stay alive. So again, I didn't do a whole lot. I got, like, a kill on an enemy that was already low from my teammate. But I didn't do much else apart from that. I just died straight after. And that's because the light's very, very squishy. And if you want to play light, you need to not be making so many mistakes, which I have been making. Again, oh, a teammate just coined. That's a pretty not smart coin, and I think that's the teammate that doesn't have many coins, but I could be wrong. If they've got like 5 coins, then go ahead. Here, I grab my teammate's totem. Ah, okay. So I grab my teammate's totem, and then I drop it momentarily while I'm throwing the second gateway, and then I pick up a barrel instead, and then I think they coin. So that was my mistake. I think the teammate saw that. I picked up the barrel, and then I think they just coined because they thought I wouldn't go back for it. Which does make sense because we don't have a lot of time left on this cash out. So that was just bad for me. A little bit unfortunate that there was a barrel there instead of me picking the totem back up. But, you know, it is what it is. I missed the stun. There's a medium on my right as well. It's healing the light that I'm shooting at, and we just die. So, again, I didn't do a whole lot in the fight. Teammates kind of die while I'm still alive. They also defibrillate me before they died, and now the enemies are simply just going to win the match. So it doesn't go very well. The enemies played well, they had good aim, they had very good game sense as well. They were very good at tracking where we were, which is always annoying to deal with, always annoying to try and run away from enemies that know like exactly where you are. Which is kind of what happened in the match, and we just ended up getting knocked out. It says new rank here, Platinum 4, but it's not a new rank. I was in Platinum 4 before the match started as well, so that's a little bit weird, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's probably the most of it. So we won the first 3 games, and then we just went out in the final round. But I'm probably still going to title the video something like, How to Win at Ranked, because technically we won 3 out of the 4 matches, if that makes sense. So, you know, just justifying the clickbait there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.